R. Alright, it's working. Boom. Boom, boom. Just have it. Right. Here we go. Alright, let's just go ahead and get this. Let's make sure that this isn't just what I'm seeing. My videos. Now just make one little edit. Boom. It's working now. That's good. Alright, 2 people watching. I will be starting in just a second. Okay. Okay, and now just one more. Just stay in there. I'm going to start in just a second. I'm just getting everything all set up. All right. Okay. Alright, let's get this started. Have the chat open right here. Let's go ahead and watch. Let's get started.
Nope.
Oh. And human life emerges. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, I don't have one of those fancy high-tech mouse pads. Okay. Alright, so now... Come on. Gently does it, gently does it. Go up. You're going to have to come around like that. Ooh. Let's go ahead and just
There's no feeling more intense than starting over. If you deleted your homework the day before it was due, as I have, or if you left your wallet at home and you have to go back after spending an hour in the commute.
Oh god.
If you won some money at the casino and then put all your winnings on red but it came up black. If you got your best shirt dry cleaned before a wedding and then immediately dropped food on it. If you won an argument with a friend and then later discovered that they just returned to their original view. Starting over is harder than starting up. If you're not ready for that, like if you've already had a bad day, then what you're about to go through might be too much. Feel free to go away and come back. I'll be here.
Nope. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this, guys. Ready? Okay. Got it. Oh. Need to get wedged, but not in such a way that I can't. Okay, let's see. Whew. Whew. But not in such. So sensitive. I'm not even kidding. Like, this is way too sensitive. Oh gosh. Okay. Easy does it. Let's go to mouse sensitivity and turn that down a little. Okay, that was too low. Let's turn it all the way up. Let's see how that is. Okay. Yes, that's actually. And you. Oh. This game is all about mastery. It's not like about like. This is one of those games where like no one's gonna be good at it from the start. But hey. What am I kidding? Okay. So yeah, as it says, at least as I think it says, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'm going to get past here. If you have any advice, please leave it down there. You know. Okay, let's see.
Oh.
So we can push off. Let's see here. Okay, maybe if we just go ahead and pull up.
What?
Ooh, no. Okay. Okay, we are stuck. We're going to have to. Yeah. So get close. Okay, let's go ahead and.
Oh. What?
we've gotten that.
Alright, thanks for coming with me on this trip. And I'll understand if you have to take a break at any point. Just find a safe place to stop and quit the game. Don't worry, I'll save your progress, always. Even your mistakes.
Okay, so what I'm thinking we need to do is, so we go like so what we need to do is we need to go. Guess not. Guess that's not what we need to do. Well, I think it still is. I think I'm just not very good at it. Ooh, need to get a little bit closer. Ooh. Alright, so. Ooh, there we go. Oh. This could be. No! Crikey. Crikey. Okay. Okay. This is absolutely insane. Oh, goodness. Alright. So, you know, I'm not gonna get frustrated, because getting frustrated does nothing. So, it's obvious what we need to do. It's just the strategies in which I'm doing it are absolute failures. Hold on just a second. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and continue this off.
This game is a homage to a free game that came out in 2002, titled Sexy Hiking. The author of that game was Jazuo, a mysterious Czech designer who was known at the time as the father of B games. And B games are rough assemblages of found objects. Designers slap them together very quickly and freely, and they're often too rough and unfriendly to gain much of a following. They're built more for the joy of building them than as polished products.
So what I'm thinking is, go. Thank goodness for that. Alright, let's go ahead. No! 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 Oh my god. So, we're gonna go ahead and go up. There's a reason this game has such a reputation. I finally see it. Not that I haven't seen it before, but...
Oh.
Ooh. All right. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, we did that.
What?
You know, I've seen like the times when people speedrun this, and like some of them are 2 minutes. It's interesting. It intrigues me.
In a certain way, Sexy Hiking is the perfect embodiment of a B game. It's built almost entirely out of found and recycled parts, and it's one of the most unusual and unfriendly games of its time. In it, your task is simply to drag yourself up a mountain with a hammer. And that act of climbing, in the digital world or in real life, has certain essential properties that give the game its flavor. No amount of forward progress is guaranteed. Some cliffs are too sheer or too slippery, and the player is constantly, unremittingly in danger of falling and losing everything.
It's so ironic in this case.
Anyway, when you start Sexy Hiking, you're standing next to this dead tree that blocks the way to the entire rest of the game. It might take you an hour to get over that tree, and a lot of people never got past it. You prod and you poke at it, exploring the limits of your reach and your strength, trying to find a way up and over. And there's a sense of truth in that lack of compromise. Most obstacles in video game worlds are fake. You can be completely confident in your ability to get through them once you have the correct method or the correct equipment or just by spending enough time. In that sense, every pixelated obstacle in Sexy Hiking is real.
Okay, we gotta...
What?
Boom. Alright. Wait. This might be another one where it might help too. Ooh, be careful there.
Oh, you just lost a lot of progress. That's a deep frustration, a real punch in the gut.
Ah, I hate the way he says it with just like that I don't care attitude. Ugh. No, 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 no. This is not optimal. Not optimal at all. Yeah, this is not optimal. Okay, we did that. Okay. Let's go ahead and relax for a second. Relax.
What?
No. Ugh.
What?
Okay. Relax. Calmly, calmly, calmly. Just go. Oh. Oh, no, 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 no. This is such a loss of progress. Wonder. Okay, let's Let's see here. All right. Ooh. Okay. There we go. There we go. There we go. Alright. Wait, and then... Go, boom. Okay. Then, what we do is we're going to go to the top of this. No, no. Then what we do... To the top of this barrel. Wait. Okay.
What? What? What?
All right. Okay. I just need to find enough leverage to just go ahead. Okay.
What? Oh. What? What? What?
All right. Let's just go ahead and try this one more time.
Oh, what?
Okay.
If you need to take a break, it's okay. I've saved your progress.
No. Oh,
No. So just. Oh my gosh. Oh crap.
oh.
No. Okay, thank God.
What?
Nope. You're not doing that. I'm really sorry about that. My cord got twisted.
If I'm messing
around.
you up, you can mute me in the settings.
No. I want the full experience.
What?
Even if that's even more like painstaking.
What? What? What?
Okay, let's go here.
The obstacles in sexy hiking are unyielding, and that makes the game uniquely frustrating. But I'm not sure Jazzuo intended to make a frustrating game. The frustration is just essential to the act of climbing, and it's authentic to the process of building a game about climbing. A funny thing happened to me as I was building this mountain. I'd have an idea for a new obstacle, and I'd build it, test it, and it would usually turn out to be unreasonably hard. But I couldn't bring myself to make it easier. It already felt like my inability to get past the new obstacle was my fault as a player rather than as a builder. Imaginary mountains build themselves from our efforts to climb them, and it's our repeated attempts to reach the summit that turns those mountains into something real.
You know, that's, you know, for such a ridiculous game, this has some deep comments. You know, like, don't always blame the game because it's the player. Sometimes it's the player.
When you're building a video game world, you're building with ideas. And that can be like working with quickset cement. You mold your ideas into a certain shape that can be played with, and in the process of playing with them, they begin to harden and set until they're immutable, like rock. And at that point, you can't change the world. Not without breaking it into pieces and starting fresh with new ideas.
You know, like, once again, another genuine, deep comment. You know, I was expecting an insanely difficult, game. Just ridiculously difficult and just ridiculous in all senses, senses of the term. But it's oddly deep, oddly almost satisfactory. You know. A lot of things he says are rather philosophical. It's not always the game, it's sometimes the player. Which is, you know, really true about life. Sometimes it isn't life that's, you know, life presents a problem, and then, you know, the player, you know, in the sense of the term, you know, the person who experiences these troubles, a lot of times will blame the game, in the sense of the term, you know, when really, it's not always. Instead of hating life, you can go and, I don't know, go and rethink your strategy, rethink what you're doing wrong, you know. Think about what's wrong, think about what's wrong, and why the thing is happening. And perhaps maybe that is really, you know, the true way to find out, you know, the true way to improve your life. You know, I don't know, I find this game very deep in its meaning already. You know, when I saw this, I thought this was just about some guy stuck in a cauldron, flopping around all the way up to the... But I'm paying attention to sort of the comments made. It's a really deep game. This is, you know, how we see our lives. We're stuck in something that, you know...
You've done this part before. You know it's possible. Just do what you did the first time.
I didn't. I've never gotten through this part. But I do know it's possible. You just...
What?
I've watched streams of people playing this. Oh my goodness. Need just a sip of water. Okay, apparently a sip is half the bottle.
What? What?
But this is, you know, it's an interesting one. It's very interesting, you know, the concept. I mean, you know, once again, it's kind of relative to life. We find ourselves in situations that seem, you know, hard, that seem impossible even. And yet we find ways to prevail. It's just human nature to find ways to prevail and triumph over your problems. But perhaps that's just, I don't know, second-hand nature, I guess. This game has gotten me to think in ways that I've never really thought before. Alright. Let's see. Alright. As soon, I think right after I finish my, or this area, I'll end the stream off. But we'll see when I get there. 'Cause that'll be a good 30-minute. And I don't want to go too long in that, because I know I'm not the best, you know, gamer in the term of the sense for YouTube. I don't talk a lot. I like to think while I play, you know, and I've sort of managed to channel it to think out loud, but still. And perhaps that happens during the process. And perhaps that is the process, though. You know, we go through these troubles that seem insurmountable, that seem like we'll never get through them. And perhaps for that is how it seems at the time. But as soon as we finish these problems, we realize it's nothing. This isn't impossible. It's just that the situation is difficult, and a lot of times we use the term impossible when really the term difficult should be used. Because very few things are impossible. We always find ways to do something never been done before. Or sometimes just really hard things that have been done many times before, but are always hard when you experience them. Perhaps it's starting something new. Perhaps, you know, something else. You know, I've never thought this deeply about a game before. And, you know, this game is really... You know, it kind of seems like this game's supposed to be a metaphor for life. When you think about it, it kind of is. A lot of situations seem impossible or improbable, and like you'll never get through them. But in the end, you actually do. This is a rather hard puzzle, but in the end, I'll reap its reward. Come on. Alright, ready? Ah, we can do this. We can do this. It was just like the tree at the beginning. So, you know, I have a feeling that this might help. Just be very... lift up. Whoop, I'm losing my grip. Okay, so we gotta have a little bit of force and gently. Alright. Okay, let's see. Boom. Alright, we got this. We got this. Alright, we can do this. We can do this. Let's go. Let's go. Boom. Ooh.
What?
Whoop.
What? What? What?
Let's go.
What?
No.
Oof. Sorry about that.
Alright, guys. I think I'm going to... You know what? No, I'm not gonna... You know what, guys? This seems like the perfect place to sort of just, leave it for now. Thank you for joining me. We have not yet got over it, but we will. And it'll have to be on another stream. I have been Historical Geek, and I thank you for watching.